There are ways in which we can collaborate and partner with other people. So anything that allows people to actually engage with you and your product allows you to grow your brand without breaking the bank. You need to network with everybody. You know, in your business journey, you are going to discover that the people that help you the most are going to come from the most unlikely places. So please never ever look down on anybody and think, what can this one do for me? You don't know. You don't know who they know, you don't know what resources they have, you don't know how they could potentially advise you or help you along your journey. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you, thank you. I really love that business because, you know, freshly produced vegetables just taste different. There's something about it, it's nice, it's really flavorful. So let's make sure that we continue to visit all of the exhibitions as well. So this second part of the masterclass, I just want to quickly wrap up on digital marketing, then we're going to go into traditional marketing. Remember, digital marketing is all the activities that you are doing online in the digital space. So we've spoken about social media. The next thing I wanted us to talk about is Google. The next thing I want us to talk about is Google. So I absolutely love Google for two reasons. Google is the largest search engine in the world. When people are looking for anything, they go onto Google. Now, the beauty with the people that are on Google is that you find people at the point of searching. They're already looking for something. When you go onto Google, you don't go onto there because you already know what you want. You are searching for something. So that means that a person that finds you on Google is looking for your products and services. So what you want to do is you want to make yourself easy to be found on Google. And one of the ways you can do that is through Google My Business. All right? It is through Google My Business. You want to be able to register your business on Google My Business. It is going to ask for your business name, your business location. You can upload pictures of your products and services. You can make sure that your business is also linked onto Google Maps so that a person can use GPS to get to you if needed. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they get their business onto Google My Business and then they forget about it. Interestingly enough, Google My Business works in a very similar way as social media. Google also has an algorithm. So the more you engage and interact on Google, the more you are communicating to Google that your business that you are still in business and it is legitimate. So what are the different things that you can do on Google? If you've got new products, you can load them onto Google. If you've written an article, you can load it onto Google. If you've got a special or a discount, you can put it onto Google. If you've got customers, you can ask them to leave you a Google review. Businesses that have got a high Google review are businesses that are ranked higher on Google. You do not only need to have a website to be able to rank on Google. Does it help? Of course it helps. But not all of us have a website. But you can still list your business on Google My Business, so that if somebody says they're looking for accounting services in Soshanguve, your business is able to come up. So Google is the #1 search engine. If your business is not on Google, it means, once again, you are leaving money on the table. You are not in for the count. You want to give as much information as possible on Google My Business so that your business can be found. Another way that you can leverage Google is by using other people's websites. Other people's websites. So let's talk a little bit about that. You can use other people's websites, such as your business directories, such as blog pages, such as websites which have got forums, etc. So let's first look at your business directories. Remember, in the past, we used to have yellow pages, right? I know I'm revealing my age. But in the past, we used to have yellow pages. Now, people look at business directories in the online space. So you want to list your business in as many directories as possible. Why are you leveraging other people's websites? Because when you leverage other people's websites, you are borrowing from their credibility. Maybe you have knowledge about traditional medicine. Maybe you've got knowledge about growing your own fruits and vegetables, and you write an article about that. When you load that article, for example, on Biz Community, what are you doing? You are leveraging the platform of Biz Community that already exists. You are borrowing from their credibility, and you are borrowing from their audience that already exists. Because remember, we are now wanting to do visibility marketing for our brand. People don't yet know we exist, but they know Biz Community. So when they go onto Biz Community and they see this article, they're like, wow, this is interesting. Then the article links to your website or your Facebook page or any other platform. So to rank on Google, yes, you can use your own website, but you can borrow from the traffic of other people's websites. You can also get into a collaboration with other people who have got blog pages and active websites. And you can enter into an exchange. Hey, I would love to offer you the following free product or service in exchange for an article on your blog post or on your blog website. So what it does is that when people begin to now start Googling for whatever product or service you offer, accounting services in Soshanguve, barber in Soshanguve, fashion designer in Soshanguve, there are now going to be a list of different websites, directories, blog pages, article websites that you do not own, but make reference to your business and therefore directs traffic back to you. Does that make sense? So often at times we need to look and say, what are some of the free things that I can do that is going to give me credibility whilst I am still building my brand? And for those of you that do have a website, you want to keep it up to date. One of the best ways I find in keeping a website up to date is by having a blog page on the website. Now, why do I say that? The Google algorithm works in this way. Every single month, Google crawls into all of the websites that exist. So the Google crawler is not a human being. It does not know if you are still in business or not. The only way it is going to know if you are still in business is if you are updating your website. Now you might think, but my About Us page, nothing has changed. Contact Us, nothing has changed. Services, nothing has changed. What am I going to update every single month on my website? That is where the blog page comes in, because you can blog. You can write an article about your experience today. You can write an article about a new spice that you've just launched. You can write an article about the benefits of organically grown spinach. You can write an article about how you are revolutionizing the gaming industry. You can write. So by updating your blog page, it communicates to Google that you are active and you're still in business, and it allows your website to rank higher. All right. So please do not neglect Google, because all of us use Google all the time. And when a person is on Google, you are finding them at the point of searching. All right, are we together? So making sure that you are on Google My Business. Do we have any questions around that? Are we good? You can raise your hand if you, oh yes, there's a hand up there.
I'm a small woman and I own Heart of Diamond, an online jewelry store. So I operate online. Everything that I do online. So I heard you talk about the blog page. And as someone who sells jewelry, how do I go about that? Do I make a different website like that? Do I put that in my website and in a different tab? How do I go about that?
Yes. So what you're going to do is your current website that you are already using, what you want to do is you want to open a blog page on that website. So it's going to be a tab within your website. All right. And now, when you open that tab, you are going to put different types of blog articles. So you could do, for example, just talking about the diamond and jewelry industry, what types of diamonds and jewelry are trending at the moment. When you are entering into wedding season, you can talk about the types of rings that people are enjoying and etc. So you always think of different ideas in terms of what to write. If you do not know or you run out of ideas of what to write, you want to go onto a platform called Google Trends. Google Trends. So you can go into Google and you can search Google Trends. Now, when you go into Google Trends, what Google Trends does is that it basically tells you what people are Googling all over the world. So you can use it for research to understand what is happening in the diamond industry abroad so that you can just educate yourself, or you can narrow it down. You can search under South Africa, you can search and even narrow it down further under Soshanguve. Then you're going to put in certain words, for example, diamonds, jewelry, etc. And what it's going to now show you is how many people are Googling the word diamonds. How many people are Googling the words jewelry? How many people are Googling the words engagement ring? All right. So based on that, you're going to see, oh, lots of people are Googling engagement ring compared to diamonds. Let me write something on engagement rings. It will also tell you exactly the words that people are using when they are Googling that. You want to take those words and you want to incorporate it into the article that you write, because now it's telling you the exact words that people are using to search. Am I making sense? It's also a very nice platform to use if you want to do things like you want to run ads, you want to do promo. Go onto there and see what are the trending topics that people are Googling. And you can put in different keywords and search different keywords and put them against each other to see what is trending. All right, you can look at Soshanguve, then you look at Pretoria, then you look at Gauteng, so that you can also be able to see how far does this trend go. Because sometimes we rely on our own imagination, but we don't know what people are Googling. We don't know what's in people's heads. So when you look at Google Trends, it tells you what people are Googling in your industry and where you are, so that you can then use that information for your marketing purposes. Am I making sense? Does that help? Okay, great stuff. Any other question before we continue? Please don't feel shy. Remember, this is your time. You can ask any question at all, and we'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, all right, then we can continue. The next element, which forms part of Masterclass 2, is traditional marketing. We've looked at digital marketing, and I'm hoping that you've gotten enough insights for you to feel as though, you know what, I can go out there, I can implement some of these things. Traditional marketing speaks about marketing that is happening on the ground. And traditional marketing is not dead. It does not mean you have to choose either I only do digital or I only do traditional. You need to find a way to marry the two because both of them are effective, all right? So the very first thing when it comes to traditional marketing, and we've spoken about this and that's why we encourage you, is to network. Networking is extremely, extremely important. And when we talk about networking, sometimes we think that you have to network with CEOs, board of directors, captains of industry. That's all well and good. But let me tell you, you also need peer-to-peer networking. You need to network with everybody. You know, in your business journey, you are going to discover that the people that help you the most are going to come from the most unlikely places. So please never ever look down on anybody and think, what can this one do for me? You don't know. You don't know who they know, you don't know what resources they have, you don't know how they could potentially advise you or help you along your journey. So in as much as you may want to network with the CEO, don't forget the PA, don't forget the receptionist, don't forget the tea lady, don't forget the doorman, don't forget the guy who helps you to park. Because I promise you, the world is an interesting place. Everybody is interconnected. Let's say, for example, you've got a meeting with a corporate, you're going to pitch your business. So you drive there and you get into the parking lot and you park your car. And the person that helps you to park the car, they greet you, how's Sawana, my sister Runjan? Nyapi. You don't know that this person also helps the CEO to park their car every day. And they are actually somebody that they have developed a good relationship with. And they'll be like, oh, you know, I actually helped my sister the other day to park her car when she was coming to see you. Hey, I'm too snacks and I get friendly, you know. That small little interaction can have an impact on your pitch. Because let me tell you something, you don't only get business because of what you can do. It is also about your character as a person. So when it comes to networking, please always remember that there is value that every single human being has to offer. So along your journey, please make sure that you network with people in a manner that allows your brand to have credibility. I once remember listening to an interview, it was Bono, and he was, and this is, a well-known musician doing incredibly well, etc. And he spoke about how every time he does an interview, he always sends flowers to the runner on the ground. And you're thinking, but why wouldn't he send flowers to the interviewer? Why wouldn't he send flowers to the producer? And he said, you know, I've been in business long enough to know that in 3, 4, 5 years' time, that runner is going to become the producer. And the way I treated them, they're going to remember. And that will determine if I get more interviews and opportunities from that company. So please, I ask you nicely, when it comes to networking, network with everybody and treat everybody with that spirit of Ubuntu. Now, when we are doing our networking, networking is not about what you can get from someone. Please, just cancel that from your mind. Networking is not about what you can get from someone. Networking is about relationship building. Networking is about relationship building. We buy from people we like. We do business from people we like. We recommend people we like. It's not nice within the first 2 minutes of meeting someone, you're already asking for something. Hi, Bo. It's not nice. Build a relationship. Let them see what good value you have to offer and vice versa. So what you want to do when you are networking is to connect. Connect with the next person. Find out what they do, where they do it, how they do it, what are their interests and passions. Then you want to find a way to exchange details that allows you to have what we call top of mind recall. Top of mind recall. What does that mean? If you give somebody your business card, you see these handbags we carry, these wallets we carry, our pockets, that is where business cards go to die. When we put your business card in our handbag, we forget about it. The day we are cleaning out our handbag, we find all of these business cards at the bottom. You don't even remember who the person was, where did you meet them? It goes from the handbag into the dustbin. So how do we want to exchange details? Number one, you can follow each other on social media. I heard two ladies on my table exchanging their social media handles. You follow each other on social media. The beauty and the benefit with that is now when you are posting about your business and you're putting it in your stories and everything, they begin to see you. Oh, that's that baker lady. The day they need a cake, who are they going to remember? The baker lady. Why? Because there is top of mind recall. They don't need to find your business card in order to remember you. So you want to do that. You can exchange telephone numbers. You can use your WhatsApp QR code. On WhatsApp, there's a setting, and when you click on it, it shows the barcode. And if somebody puts on their camera and they click on that barcode, your number automatically downloads onto their phone. All right. So that means it is automatically saved. Anytime you put up a status, a product or service in your business, they're going to see your status update. All right. So I want you to think about networking like a bank account. When you open a bank account, the balance is empty, right? You cannot make a withdrawal because there's been no deposit into the bank account. Any relationship you enter into is exactly the same. Before you can withdraw money out, you first need to make a deposit. What is a deposit? You support somebody else's business. You check in on them. Hey, how are you? Oh, I see it's your birthday. Happy birthday. You attend their events. You take an interest in what they do. That is how relationships are built. And it is only over time, through building the relationship, that you can now, because people have seen you being genuine, they've seen you being authentic, and you have connected with them, only then do you make a withdrawal. Am I making sense? So when you ask for a favor, they're like, oh no, but I know Tabiso Shem. You know, she's running a good business. I've seen a status update. She checks in on me once in a while. Let me hear what she has to say. All right. So please do not see networking as a 1-minute thing. It's relationship building. And relationships can take weeks, months, and years to even develop. And sometimes, not every single relationship has to be transactional. I know that's hard for us entrepreneurs to hear because, Tina, we are hustlers, most. We're always on the grind. There are some relationships where you honestly learn things via osmosis. I've learned about posture and confidence through some of my mentors just by being in the room with them and seeing how they operate and navigate a room. So there's certain things that you actually catch from people just by being in their presence. So please also remember that the value that we get from relationships is not only transactional. All right, so networking. The next important thing that you want to do is community engagement. How active are you within your community? What are the events that you are attending? How are you collaborating on those events? I just had a conversation with a lady and she was telling me how she does baking and she's been following me for a long time and she's doing this and that. And in that short interaction we had, we've already found a way to be able to collaborate. In that very short interaction, there are ways in which we can collaborate and partner with other people. I remember I was once organizing an event and there was a lady who came and she said, Hetty, I would love to offer you 200 bottles of water for this event you've got coming up. Let's collaborate and you can let me know what you can offer in return. I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing, great. You give me 200 bottles of water. I'm going to give you a mentorship session and I'm going to give you a television interview to promote your business. Collaboration. There was no money that was exchanged. But through that, we were able to exchange value. In this room right now, there are people that you can exchange value with. There are accountants in this room. There are people who are good with IT. There are fashion designers. There are makeup artists. There are hairstylists. There are people that are in transport, logistics, construction. Before you say, I cannot afford accounting services, why don't you think about what can I afford and how do I enter into a value exchange with the next person? That's how we grow our businesses. Oh, I don't have a website. Okay, you don't have a website, but you know how to do social media management. What if somebody builds your website and you do their social media management for 2 to 3 months? That is a value exchange. So these are some of the ways that we are able to build and grow our brand without even spending 1 cent. So when we are looking now at community engagement, what are the things that we can do with the events that are happening in and around Soshanguve that we can be able to assist others? You may not be exhibiting today, you may not be pitching your business today, but have you gone around and made an offer of value to everybody that is here? Hey, I'm here in Soshanguve, I do makeup, I would love to offer you a 20% discount when you've got your next event, I would be honored to do your face. That's organic marketing and building of your brand. So sometimes we do not have to wait to be called, we don't have to wait to come onto a stage. We make use of what we have already right now, and then we begin to grow from there. Are we together? I'm not being too hard on you, am I? Okay, great. Remember to please raise your hand if you've got any question. If you want to ask as it pertains to your business, don't be afraid, we are here for you. All right. The next thing you want to look at is word of mouth advertising. When we look at word of mouth advertising, we are also specifically looking at other people's mouths, talking about our business, not only our own. Yes, you must shout about your business from the rooftop, but you're only one person. But there are many other people that are engaging with your business that can tell other people about your business. So for example, if somebody comes to your stand and they look at your product, they're like, oh wow, this is nice, thank you so much. They don't make a purchase. You can ask them, you know what, if you really like my product, you can really help me by tagging about my business on your social media. Free of charge. They put it in their stories, oh, I've just seen these amazing spices, they tag your company. What are you doing? You are leveraging their audience for free to get marketing to your business. So they may not have bought from you, but they might lead you to your next customer. Am I making sense? Another thing that you can do, and we used to do this when we had a retail business, is we would always put a sign on the wall when people were buying their clothes, and we would say, ask about our social media discount. So when people then came to the till, they're ready to pay for their products, and they ask, hey, what is the social media discount? And we say, oh, if you just give us a video testimonial or you post about our business on your social media, you're going to get 10% off your purchase right now. Who doesn't want a discount? Who doesn't want 10% off? They already like the product, they're about to buy it. So now you are incentivizing them that not only are they buying from you, they are telling their network about you. And these are people that may never have known about you, but now all of a sudden they are getting exposure, or you are getting exposure to them. All right. So word of mouth is very, very important. Another thing that you can do, of course, is through referrals and giving incentives for referrals. All right. So what you can do is, especially with your customers, your repeat customers, those people are already unofficial brand ambassadors. They love your business. They've bought from you. They love what you do. They like you. They've connected with you. Ask them to tell other people about your business. And when they do, and if they refer people to you that buy, you can give them a commission or a free gift or some kind of an incentive. All right. So that is something that can always work. Another thing you can also look at, but you have to be very clever with this, all right? And very strategic with this, is a form of guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing basically means that you are using non-traditional tactics to get attention. So I'll give you a good example. When we were running a retail business, we would often open up shops in malls, but the malls didn't take us seriously. Number one, you're not a known brand. Number two, you're selling traditional clothes. I mean, come on, right? They don't take you seriously. So you'll send the emails and you'll do the follow-ups and you'll make the telephone calls and nobody takes you seriously. So we decided to do a form of guerrilla marketing. I'll share two strategies with you. One of the strategies was we would send our proposal via post in an envelope, right? And what we would do is we would use an envelope which would be the color that nobody would think of. Think of like your neon green type of color, or like your bright orange, all right? So you can imagine when the post comes to the center management, all of the envelopes are either white or brown. That's how envelopes come. Then all of a sudden in that pile, there's this neon green envelope. You're like, what is this? And they open it up and there is our proposal. I promise you within 24 hours, we would always get a telephone call. Hey, can we have a meeting with you? We got your envelope. So what are we doing? We are trying to get their attention in a manner that helps us to stand out. Because you can imagine how many emails decision makers receive in a day. How many, envelopes they receive in a day of people like yourself who is looking for assistance. Another strategy that we used, especially when building a social media audience, people are like, hey, please open in Polokwane. We need the shop in Polokwane. Can you please help us? Like, hey guys, we've been trying to open in Polokwane. We're not finding shop space. This is the number of center management. You can call them and ask them and say you want P&H boutique at their mall. Did they not call? And call and call. Until eventually they called us back and said, when can we have a meeting? How can you make these calls stop? We will listen to you. So sometimes you can leverage guerrilla marketing to be able to get the attention that you need from the powers that be. You have to be clever about it. It has to be short and it has to be sporadic. If it's something that's ongoing for 6 months, there's an irritation factor, right? So there's a difference between getting somebody's attention and now just being a source of annoyance. But you can definitely do that. You can also use it in activations if you've got an exhibition. When you've got an exhibition, sometimes what you want to do is find a way that allows people to engage with your product for longer. So if, for example, you're selling body butters, you want to have a tester and you keep it open. When somebody comes and they ask you about your product, oh no, we've got these organic butters, this is how I make them, please give me your hand, let me allow you to feel it. That is experiential. They are experiencing the product. And once they feel how soft it is, how nice it smells, how good and moisturized and nourished their hands are, they are more likely then to make a purchase. So anything that allows people to actually engage with you and your product allows you to grow your brand without breaking the bank. One of the things I need you to know about marketing is that there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. That is why if you ask 100 people, what is marketing? You are going to get 100 different answers. And all of those answers are correct. So marketing is any activity that a person engages in that allows them to know about your business. So if a person calls your business or your office, the way the receptionist answers the phone is marketing. Because if they answer it in a manner that makes them feel helped, assisted, welcome, and friendly, it puts your brand in a good light. Remember, we spoke about perception at the beginning of the day. But if they don't answer a phone in a friendly manner, it puts your brand in a bad light, which puts them off for wanting to do business with you. So when you are thinking about growing your brand and you're thinking about growing your business, it is literally any activity whatsoever that you can take advantage of that is going to help you to grow your business. I'm really hoping that today we've had the opportunity to open up our minds to the world of possibility that exists in growing our business. Every single thing that we've learned today, I promise you, I do it myself. We will never, ever, ever stop marketing our businesses. We will never, ever stop growing our businesses. We will never, ever stop advertising our businesses. Don't be shy of your day one. Don't be embarrassed that you're selling from the boot of your car. Don't feel like I need to have great camera before I'm going to create content. Use whatever you have now, today, and leverage that. When you have more tomorrow, you will use the more tomorrow. But never, ever, ever, in your journey as an entrepreneur, look down upon yourself or your business. Because we are the solution providers, we are the innovators, we are the people that are actually keeping innovation alive and creating jobs within the economy. All right, that's just my little pep talk at the end. Because, sometimes I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur on the ground. That's why I call myself Hetty the entrepreneur. We are literally the same people. We are woven from the same fabric. And sometimes I think it's important for us to remember that we are actually in this race together. There is no finish line. The joy of entrepreneurship is the fact that we are always running a race and we are always learning along the way. The trick is actually for us to keep growing, to keep trying new things, to keep failing forward. All right. So in this process, I wish you all of the best with your businesses. And one of the things that I actually read somewhere was, if you want to grow as a human being, become a business owner. Because there's nothing that's going to test you more than running a business. It forces you to develop yourself, Your personal growth and development comes through running your business. You face rejection, you face disappointment, but you also face small wins. And there are also moments where you sell your first product and it gives you hope. And you're like, wow, if I can sell one, then that means I can sell two, which means I can sell four, which means I can sell 4 million. And so on that journey, please never ever despise your day one. Because one day you're going to stand on the stage and you're going to tell people on day 1000 how you did it. So I wish you all of the best, and we'll network a little bit later.